Hi, precious heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. Our Father, Mother God's newly initiated divine plan is resulting in an expansion of light on this planet beyond anything the earth has ever experienced. This is assisting us through our ascension process in wondrous ways. The difficult thing is that as the light of God increases on earth, everything that conflicts with that light is pushed to the surface at a greatly accelerated pace in order to be healed and transmuted back into its original perfection. All we have to do to confirm that truth is watch the nightly news. Since outer appearances make it seem as though we are descending into the abyss of chaos and fear, the company of heaven wants to remind us of something very important. The earth and all her life have already made it through the shift of the ages victoriously, and there is no turning back. The matrix for the fifth dimensional new earth was birthed in the realms of cause in all of her resplendent glory during the December solstice in 2012. Now that the earth's matrix has been formed in the realms of cause, nothing can prevent that perfection from eventually manifesting in the world of effects, which is the physical plane. The only variable is how long that will take, and that is up to you and me and the rest of awakening humanity. When we focus just on what we see happening in the outer world, it is easy to lose perspective of the bigger picture. In face of all of the adversity we are witnessing, it is imperative that we remember that we are multidimensional beings, functioning simultaneously in various dimensions and frequencies of light. What we are able to see with our physical sight is only the contaminated physical plane of the old earth. This is the densest and the least real of all of the dimensions we abide in. It is also the very last dimension to reflect the changes and the patterns of perfection from the new earth we are magnetizing from the realms of cause through our heart flames. When we acknowledge this truth, we know that what we are perceiving with our physical sight is a minuscule fraction of what is actually taking place on this planet. So instead of allowing outer appearances to overwhelm and discourage us, we need to align with our I Am presence and take the necessary steps to be the instrument of God we have been preparing for lifetimes to be. What the beings of light want us to understand now is that if we will participate deliberately and consciously in our ascension process by volunteering to be the open door for the 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar aspects of deity that form the new earth, we will assist humanity and Mother Earth to move through this painful purging process much more quickly. In last week's vlog, the company of heaven led us through an activity of light that allowed us to experience these new frequencies of light. Now they will share some background that will give us greater clarity and help us know how to be the open door for this exquisite light from our Father, Mother God. We have 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar chakras. The following information is something every person's I Am presence is very aware of, but it is now time for all of us to realize this on a conscious level. I know that when we talk about transforming our carbon-based cells into crystalline-based cells through a process of divine alchemy, That concept is often foreign and confusing to people. But this is an imperative part of our ascension process. The more we know about why and how this process is happening, the easier it will be for us to participate consciously in our physical transformation. Our Father, Mother, God initially created their children within the highest dimensions of light. In these frequencies, there is no such thing as time or space. Only the eternal moment of now is relevant. Eventually, our Father, Mother, God wanted their children to learn how to become co-creators with them. In order for that to happen in a timely manner, the sons and daughters of God needed to experience what we were co-creating through our thoughts, words, feelings, and actions in a time and space continuum. This meant that the sons and daughters of God needed to step their frequency of vibration down into the third and fourth dimensions, which are the only dimensions where time and space exist. In our case, we descended into the third dimensional Earth. In order to accomplish this, our I Am presence remained in the timeless, spaceless, fifth dimensional realms of light and projected a step-down reflection of itself into the fourth dimension. The fourth dimensional aspect of our divinity is known as our solar Christ presence. Next, our fourth dimensional solar Christ presence projected a step-down reflection of itself into the third dimension. This third dimensional aspect of our divinity is known as our planetary Christ presence. Our I Am presence has a fifth dimensional permanent seed atom and a fifth dimensional immortal victorious threefold flame. Our I Am presence also has a fifth dimensional solar spine with 12 solar chakras. Each chakra is a sphere of light that pulsates with all 12 solar aspects of deity simultaneously. The divine light radiating through each of the 12 chakras in our I Am presence is known as the Circle of the Sacred 12. In the fourth dimension, we began to experience the initial frequencies of a time and space continuum. This changed the way we were experiencing the 12 solar aspects of deity. Our solar Christ presence has a fourth dimensional permanent seed atom and a fourth dimensional immortal victorious threefold flame. It also has a fourth dimensional solar spine with 12 solar chakras. But since the fourth dimension is so much denser than the fifth dimension, in our solar Christ presence, the 12 solar aspects of deity reflect very differently through the 12 chakras. Instead of all 12 aspects of deity radiating through all 12 chakras simultaneously, in our fourth dimensional solar Christ presence, only one of the solar aspects of deity radiates through each chakra. Our planetary Christ presence was the first expression of our divinity to enter into the full restrictions of a time and space continuum. That step-down frequency required that our planetary Christ presence be transformed from a crystalline-based solar being into a carbon-based planetary being. This dramatically changed the way the 12 solar aspects of deity entered the world of form through our physical spinal column and our third-dimensional chakra system. As the 12 solar aspects of deity passed through the prism from the fourth dimension into the third dimension, the solar light was stepped down into the pigment octave of color and light. This is exactly what happens when a ray of sunlight passes through a crystal, and we see the sevenfold spectrum of the rainbow on the other side. The rainbow reflects the pigment octave of color and light. Our planetary Christ presence has a third-dimensional permanent seed atom and a third-dimensional, immortal, victorious, threefold heart flame. It also has a third-dimensional planetary spine with only 7 chakras. Each chakra pulsates with one of the colors of the rainbow. In our planetary Christ presence, our root chakra at the base of our spine is red. Our sacral chakra is orange. Our solar plexus chakra is yellow. Our heart chakra is green. Our throat chakra is blue. The third eye chakra is indigo. And the crown chakra is violet. The process of stepping down our frequency of vibration from the higher realms of light into the time and space continuum of a third-dimensional reality is called involution. The original plan was that after our planetary Christ presence completed learning to be a co-creator with our Father, Mother, God, we would reverse this process and begin our evolutionary journey back to the heart of God by ascending step by step up the spiral of evolution. Our fall from grace and our self-inflicted entrapment on the wheel of karma caused this process to be delayed for eons of time. As the company of heaven has revealed to us, there was a great chance that we might never have been able to reclaim our rightful place on the spiral of evolution in time for the shift of the ages if we had not received superhuman divine intervention. In the next few vlogs, the company of heaven is going to share with us some of the miracles that took place over the past few decades, thus assuring that every man, woman, and child on earth would make it successfully through the shift of the ages. These events brought us to this very moment and prepared the way for the miracles we are now being called to co-create with the company of heaven. When we are consciously aware of how our physical transformation has been unfolding over the past few decades through the unified efforts of heaven and earth, the divine alchemy taking place in humanity and Mother Earth's physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies will make perfect sense. This sacred knowledge will also encourage us and inspire us in powerful ways to be the open door that no one can shut. Dear one, if you feel the heart call to do so, please repeat the activity of light in vlog 68 as often as you are inspired to do so this week. This will help you to tangibly feel and recognize the 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar aspects of deity that our Father, Mother, God are providing to all of us so that we can co-create the patterns of perfection for the new earth. God bless you, dear one. I look forward to being with you next week.